As you look around the world, most markets are very strong and have been very strong. Even Japan after over 30 years has started going up for a long time. So nearly every market except China is doing well now. And India, you've done a very good job, ML. It's amazing. Well, interest rates have been rising in some countries. You're right about that. But the numbers don't show that they have tightened significantly. They will and they can. I hope they do, because they've got to kill inflation. But even Japan has been going out over 30 years because the Japanese central bank has been buying ETFs and been buying stocks everywhere. Stocks are going up everywhere except China. I am not selling short, so I don't know if I'm right or not. I'm not selling or selling short. I'm watching with shock in some cases. I would expect it to continue for a while. I don't see anything to stop it yet. Nobody's tightening significantly yet. So until somebody starts really tightening in a big way, this can continue. Central banks are usually wrong. Very few central bankers know what's going on. And I rarely listen to a central bank except when they're either tightening strongly or loosening slightly. So I don't listen to them. I would suspect that most economies will continue to do well because there's so much money printing. There's been, all over the world, there's been a lot of money printing. So until somebody starts really tightening in a strict way, I would suspect that markets and economies will continue to be okay, to my surprise and other people's surprise. The U.S. has said it's going to raise interest rates. I hope they do. They should, because inflation is certainly not under control yet anywhere. And so, yes, I would expect that they will raise interest rates some more, not just in the U.S., but other countries too. Central bankers are not supposed to pay attention to the market.
But they do, isn't it?
I know they do. I know they say they don't, but they certainly do. Most central bankers have not been very good historically. India had a very good central banker a few years ago. Unfortunately, he's gone. America's had one or two good central bankers in our history. Unfortunately, they're gone too. So, yes, central bankers are supposed to, as one of them put once, take away the punch bowl as the party gets really exciting. That's what they're supposed to do. But as you rightly point out, they rarely do it. They rarely listen.
The market seemed to be attributing a 20% chance, if you look at the futures market, a 20% chance to a future rate hike. Where would you peg that probability?
Oh, it's a very higher than that. I'm sure it's going to happen unless something dramatic happens. Now, I want to hasten to say that I would expect by next year that all of this will probably be coming to an end. But in 2023, I'm certainly not selling short, not yet. People are very happy right now. Look at the Indian stock market. Look at all stock markets, except China. Nearly all stock markets are quite happy these days. I expect markets to continue to be strong. I'll use the U.S. one statistic. Usually in the third year of a four-year presidential terms, the markets are strong. And that's because the politicians are trying to get everybody happy for the election in the next year. So there are many reasons, including history, that the American stock market will continue strong this year. I am worried about next year. Japan is certainly a relative opportunity. The Japanese stock market is still down over 25% from its all-time high, which is a bit of a stunning statement. It's been over 30 years since the Japanese market made an all-time high, and that in any stock market history is significant. But now the Bank of Japan is printing a lot of money, buying ETFs, and so the Japanese stock market is going up. I would expect that to continue for a while. The Bank of Japan has much more money than I do. Well, I own Chinese shares. I haven't sold any. I am looking. I haven't bought any recently. But, they had a huge property bubble in China for many years. They were trying to calm it down, but it looks like something has calmed down the property bubble. And historically, no matter what the country, when you have a gigantic property bubble, it takes a long time to clear the effects. They're clearing the effects now, but as you rightly point out, the Chinese economy and market is not nearly as strong as others because they had this huge property bubble. They also had the virus. They had the virus worse than many other countries. So there's specific problems or specific reasons in China for stocks to be down. But I look at it as an opportunity. I haven't found anything, but I'm sure I will find investments in China again. When the market is down, especially from historic levels, it's usually an opportunity. I don't think China's going to go away and disappear. You'll have some bankruptcies, yes, but that leads to opportunities. That's one reason the markets are down, and it is one of the cheaper stock markets around these days. It's hard to find a stock market that hasn't boomed recently. So, well, I don't own any Indian stock markets, but for the reasons I said, well, first of all, I'm not buying now because I don't like to buy it near all-time highs, but I did not expect the Indian market to be so strong this year. I'm a simple person, and I see numbers at all-time highs, and I don't like to buy markets. I'm nothing against India. I just don't like to buy anything. I'm not buying America, which is near all-time highs. When markets are near all-time highs, I, anyway, like to sit and watch. And sometimes sell short, but I'm not selling anything short yet. Well, I have a lot of cash, but everybody has to invest their own way. Who knows if I'm right? I've certainly made many mistakes in my life. 1 to 2 years, I would expect that in the next few months, markets will be strong enough so that I, anyway, will start selling short. Now, not many people sell short. Selling short is something you can do when you think things will go down. But I would expect my next opportunities will be selling short, probably the American stock market.